most interesting case that you have gotten to solve?
Well, we do it as a team, so there are a lot of people that work at it. So when there's a scene like that, a death scene, I'm in charge of the body, and the crime scene investigators are in charge of the crime scene. So
Makes sense.
yeah. So we had a lady who went to a shop office to get, it's a massage. It's a place where they do massages and nails and eyebrows. And the guy called the next morning, called 911, said she had showed up the night before and didn't feel good. So he let her lay down on a massage table. And when he came back the next morning, he said she was dead. So she was. And so we got there and it was spotless. The shop was spotless. There was nothing on any of the tables. There were no like towels or any of the things that you would normally see at a nail salon or a massage place. And she was on a massage table and her pants were a little down, were a little askew, like a little off, and she wasn't wearing any shoes. Her shoes and her purse were in her truck that were parked outside. So we knew that something had happened. We found the cap to a catheter on the floor in the room where she was located. And what we discovered when we got her back to the office and did an autopsy was that she was getting butt injections.
At a nail salon.
Yes. Or / massage parlor.
Well, either way, that's still a red flag.
Exactly.
You go to a plastic surgeon for your butt injections, y'all.
Exactly. This is what I'm saying. Not only that, but the people that were doing it were using silicone that they bought at Home Depot.
They should have went to Lowe's. Just kidding. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's good.
I just want to know where the training was with this dude. Like, where do you learn? Is this like black market education?
It is 100% black market.
Has there been a time where an animal has helped you solve a murder?
Yes.
Has solved a...
Yes. Yes. We had a man who was attacked by another man. And the victim had a cockatoo, one of those big white birds. And while the suspect was attacking him, the cockatoo attacked the suspect and attacked his head and his face. And so I know, right? It's crazy. And so the suspect killed the cockatoo.
Yeah.
As well as the man, the victim. So when we got to the scene, we brought the cockatoo in with us and took DNA from underneath the beak and the nails of the cockatoo. And the DNA under the nails and the beak of the cockatoo.
Oh, that's sad.
It is sad. But a lot of times the bullets that are used, the projectiles, are the same. And so sometimes bullets that go into people get all mangled and you can't really match them with a gun. But bullets that maybe go into an animal, you could match with a gun. They might not be as mangled.
Interesting.
So it's always important to bring in, especially deceased animals in a scene with a deceased person.
Wow, I never would have thought.
Yes. So,
Is it because the gun leaves an imprint on the bullet?
yes.
Yeah.
The inside of the barrel. So as the bullet turns on the inside of the barrel, every barrel, not every barrel, a lot of barrels have on the inside lands and grooves. And as the bullet goes out the barrel, it imprints that on the soft lead of the bullet.
That's cool.
And every barrel has its own unique nicks and scratches. So it's considered an individual piece of evidence versus class.
How's your skin doing this? How's your skin
good.
doing?
It's good.
It
yeah.
feels like it's doing well.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
Is it feeling calmer?
Yes.
Yeah. This is Epicutis, and it's designed to help like angry skin be calm again.
It was angry.
Yeah.
Unhappy anyway.
Her skin is sassy, and that's okay.
It kind of reflects me.
It does. We love that though.
I'm here for the sass.
Yeah, my dad sure does need it. Fighting fire with fire.
There you go.
It's good for him. Good for his soul.
Yeah. It's good for me too.
Yeah. Surgical scalpel. A recipe for crime stories.
Perfect. Thank you for getting rid of my beard.
Anytime. What is the dumbest way that you've seen people?
Well, there's several. But things like I had one guy who was
Hanging up a Burger King size?
directing at the bucket, right? So you could put the sign up. And there were some electrical lines next to the sign. And the guy at the bottom told the guy in the bucket, be careful of this lines. Told the guy, is this okay?
Yeah.
Okay. He told the guy to watch out for the lines. And the guy in the bucket said, I know what I'm doing. He said, I've been doing this. I just got through training yesterday. I know exactly what I'm doing.
Okay.
And the guy at the bottom said, no, really, avoid the lines. He said, it's going to be fine. He said, no, avoid the lines. He said, they're fine, see? And he reached over and grabbed the lines. Like,
Oh, gosh.
yeah.
Oh,
And the guy at
gosh.
the bottom directing like the bucket, the cherry picker thing that he was in, he said, I thought he was joking until his hair started smoking.
Okay, yeah. was.
So yeah.
I just wonder what his spirit was like. Told you so, and it's like, actually, no, you're dead.
No. No.
So he was like, basically, he got electrocuted like that and like froze.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, was basically stuck up in the bucket.
Dang.
So yeah. Right. And let's see, people who this probably happens once. I don't know. Once a month at least.
Once a month?
Yeah, somebody pulls over to change a tire on the freeway.
Oh.
So
Don't do that.
PSA, drive the flat tire off the freeway. Your life is worth the cost of a wheel.
Yeah. That's good. Good advice.
Also, if you are out between midnight and 4 a.m., drive in the middle of the freeway, in the middle lane.
Okay.
Because that's usually when the people who are intoxicated are out because they just got out of the club. And when they drive the wrong way on the freeway, they tend to drive on the inside lane because they think they're driving in the slow lane.
Oh, nice. Nice. So drive in the middle.
Right. If you're out that time of night, that time of day. Just like your mom always told you, nothing good happens after midnight.
Valid. That's true.
Yep.
It's not an old wives' tale.
Nope. Uber, man. Just Uber. Why don't you just Uber?
People think they're okay.
Yeah, they're not.
I mean, when you're drunk, you think that you're fine. You know?
Yep. It's not worth your life.
No.
Or the life of somebody else.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you right now, the drunks usually don't die.
Dang.
They usually live.
Say that one more time. But like whispered, more whispered.
The drunks usually die.
So say it. You said, let me tell you.
Let me tell you. It's not worth it. The drunks usually live, and then they have to live with that they killed someone.
That's so sad.
Yeah. So just get an Uber.
Worth it.
Worth it. Worth every penny.
Worth your life. Worth not going to jail.
Somebody else's life too. And then you don't have to live the rest of your life
Guilty.
with the fact that you killed somebody.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't spend $40 on an Uber.
Very valid points.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna pluck these guys out for you because I can't dermaplane over them. Oh, they are tough. Okay, I'm gonna pull harder and like, there. Is that better? These bad boys are
Sure.
thick.
Yeah.
You'll thank me later though. Yeah, blondie ones. These are harder to pluck out. If I were to dermaplane over these, it would make your hair go back thicker. We don't want that because the hair is different from your veilless hairs because it's thicker, coarser hair. You wouldn't like me. You don't need more of a beard.
No, I do not. Thank you, though.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
And not that you have a beard, I'm just using your same words.
I feel like I have a beard. So you're fine.
Do you want to see everything that came off?
Gross. It's disgusting.
R.I.P.
Exactly.
I can officially welcome you to the Naked Mole Rat Club.
Yay. Excited. I'm pleasured to be here.
Yeah. Okay. Your skin loved that Bicutis oil cleanser.
Nice.
It's looking so good. Yay. You look like a little disco ball.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. So, as in teaching, what is like one of your favorite cases that you teach people how to solve cases? Like, I don't know if I'm asking this right. When you teach at college, how do you teach on how to solve crime?
That's a really great question, actually. And I think I understand what you're saying. So, like, so when you investigate death, you should always start and assume it's a murder. Just assume it's a murder and then work down from there until you have things that prove to you that it's not a murder. So, any kind of death at all. So, for instance, we had a woman who was found and there was a welfare check called by her essentially daycare provider. Her daughter was supposed to be dropped off and she didn't show up with her daughter, and she knew that she was going through a very tumultuous divorce, and that the father of the child was abusive, physically abusive. So the day before, he had showed up to pick up the little girl, and the daycare provider would not allow the child to go with him until she heard from the mom. So he said okay, and he left, and then a few minutes later he got a text from the mom saying it was okay to release her to him. So he went back and picked her up. I mean, what was the daycare provider supposed to do? Right? So he released her. She released her to her dad. And the next morning, when the victim, the mom, didn't show up with the little girl, she called a welfare check from the police, and they went over to the house and found her. And it had been made to look like she had strangled herself, like she had hung herself, but it was poorly staged. So while we were on the scene, it's really like in that instance, in any kind of death, it's about walking in and trying to reconstruct what happened. Trying to figure out what happened before the person died. So, and you can have all sorts of pieces of evidence that lead you one way or another. So, for instance, you have somebody who's been ill, right? They've been sick, they've had the flu or something like that. You're going to find over-the-counter medications, right? Maybe antibiotics from a doctor's visit or something like that. But, you know, or you'll see a thermometer or, you know, something that's going to lead you to believe. Like, for instance, you have middle-aged men traveling and they're obese and they stay in a hotel room and they're having chest pain, but they think it's indigestion.
Oh.
So they get Tums.
Okay.
So you find a deceased, middle-aged, overweight man dead in a hotel room, and he's got Tums on the bedside stand. He was having chest pain, so he probably had a heart attack. So you start to kind of put those pieces together, and you can put together what happened. So in this instance, while we were at the scene, the dad of this kid actually called the police and reported that she was suicidal.
Oh.
And so the police were like, he's on the phone. And so they traced the call, and he was already in Mexico with her.
Dang.
So, yeah. So, but we're not stupid, y'all. So.
You will be found.
We're not stupid, y'all. So, yeah. So it's just about that. The biggest thing is trying to figure out what happened and how it happened.
Crime scenes and bubbles. Bubbles and crime. Bubbles and crime. How's your skin feeling?
It's good.
Okay. This is oxygen, which is very calming for the skin. It also brightens and helps with like rosacea too, and makes your skin look like glass. It's very bubbly. I'm just gonna texture you. And speaking of Dexter, have you helped solve any serial killer cases?
Well, I have a case that's not solved yet
Okay.
that I've worked. So
How long ago?
it's been probably 10 years ago.
Oh, dang. So this would be considered like a cold case.
Yes. And I'm sure that the suspect has not been caught.
Dang. Your bedtime story for this evening is going to be a
check on her and found she was dead, so she called the police. When we all got there, she had been strangled. She had been drugged from the alley. It was a field, and she had been drugged from the alley and put behind this tree so you couldn't see her from the street. She was an S worker, and so the investigation of her death was very complicated, and it still has not been solved. So it was very unique. The death was very unique. So
I wish you could say more about why it was unique.
yeah, well, she was strangled, and one of the ways you can tell that someone is strangled is because they end up with half moon marks on their neck from trying to get whatever's around their neck off. So even if you find someone deceased in a field and you don't know how they died, you can look at their neck and you can see, oh, they have these half moon marks from being strangled, right? Trying to get up underneath the ligature or hands or whatever strangled them. So
these are fun facts.
the other thing that you see with strangulation and asphyxia is petechia. So petechia is the rupture of vessels in the skin. And when the blood can't exit the head, it will burst out the ends of these little vessels. So it's called petechia. And it looks like freckles, like red freckles. So super fascinating stuff. I could tell you what happened without knowing what happened.
Oh. Okay.
So
how do you know it was a serial killer? Like, did you find more bodies with the same, like, do they have like calling cards? Do a lot of like how they, handle their victims?
yes, they typically do have calling cards. So, and I don't know specifically. I don't know 100% that this was a serial killer, but it was very efficient. The killing was efficient. She was hidden, but it was efficient, and there were some. There's some things done to the body, but I can't talk about that. Let's see.
Do you find that most serial killers want to be found? Like they want to be known or make names for themselves, like Ted Bundy, things like that. Is that like, do you know if that's common?
I don't know. I don't have, that's not my specialty. I'm not a SME there. I'm a special expert on how people die. So I can help you out there.
Hence why you know all the different tales of how they died.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Yes. That's the job of the medical examiner or coroner, is the cause and manner of death, like how and why someone died. So, and we can usually determine that, but about 3% of cases are undetermined. So, do you want me to go into that? I can do that. Okay. So, for instance, an example of an undetermined death. Let's say a woman has brain cancer and her son is her caretaker. And he videos her at the beginning of treatment, and she's all gung-ho. She's going to fight it, going to radiation and all of the things. And they go into treatment, and they're in treatment for 3 months, but radiation is not working. And she's getting progressively more ill. So they decide that she's going to go on hospice. And she tells her son, he videos her saying, I don't want to be here anymore. I want to go. I want to die. So fast forward a week, and the son calls the hospice nurse and says, "How much morphine do I have to give her to kill her?" And the hospice nurse says, "First of all, I'm going to pretend you never asked that question. And second of all, I'm not going to tell you." So, the next 2 hours, he calls the hospice nurse back and says that she died. So he gets to the house, and the first thing he says to the hospice nurse is, "I found her with the morphine bottle on the floor, but I picked it up and put it back in the refrigerator." So, what has he effectively done there?
Helped her commit suicide, right?
Well, he's effectively, or he killed her.
Oh.
He's effectively explained why his fingerprints are on the morphine bottle. Even if so, he said that it was there, but she's the one that did it. And so we bring her into the office, and she did die of a morphine overdose. Her cause of death is a morphine overdose. But did she kill herself, or did he kill her?
So what ended up happening with the case?
It's undetermined. We don't know. We don't know. The only people who know are him and his mom.
Do you know, do they find morphine in the blood? Is
Yes,
that how it
that was how she died. It was a morphine overdose.
Is that a good way to die? Like, is it a happy ending when people die that way? On morphine?
I mean, people fall asleep. Yeah. So
I just
basically,
don't like that. Yeah.
yes. Yeah.
Keep your eyes closed for me.
Mm-mm. It's gotta be annoying for you.
What?
The gum chewing.
No, I like it.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. That was a good one.
Mm.
What made you choose Death Investigation?
Mhm. So I got my bachelor's degree in business, which has absolutely nothing to do with death investigation. And I got out and was building my own business, building websites, which I have no I have no business doing because I'm not creative. God didn't make me creative. I'm not creative at all, and I was failing miserably.
Hey, we have life segues, and that's fine.
Right.
So leads you to here.
Right. So they had a conversation with my mom, and she said, "You've always liked those crime shows. You should try forensics." And I said, "I have always liked it." So I applied to grad school, and I got into the University of Central Oklahoma, which is an amazing program. And I got to my first death investigation class, and I was like, oh.
Everything opened up.
Everything open. I was like, this is what God made me to do. So
That's awesome.
I love it. I love the puzzles. I love being able to speak for people who can't speak for themselves. I love standing in the gap for families. I love being able to answer questions for families. It's a service that not everybody can do. So I'm very privileged.
Shout out to Mom for knowing you.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What is a good signs, indication for somebody who is wanting to get into this, that you would be good at it, and also things to know about the job that you may not realize, it's not always butterflies and rainbows that you see on TV shows.
Oh, I have been spit on and punched and screamed at.
Oh my gosh.
But it's not personal, right? It's not personal. It has to do with grief works in a cycle.
Is that when you have to tell people that their loved ones passed away that they spit on you?
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's not their fault, right? It's not me.
Mm-hmm.
They're not mad at me. It's part of the grieving process. And you just have to understand that. And that's a part of this job that's hard. It's notifying people of death is by far the worst part of this job. By far.
Yeah, I can only imagine what that's like.
But it can be done in a compassionate way, and if it's done well, then you can help them start with the healing process. So it's like I said, it's by far the absolute worst part of this job. Even with decomposing bodies, they smell horrible, but honestly, it's just a process, right? Oh, that hurts.
That's right.
Yeah.
I I only have to go over it once, though. That's nice.
Oh God. Okay.
Take a break, you can.
Just get it done. So, but yeah. So, I mean, honestly, it's
A labor of love. It sounds
it
like,
is.
and passion.
It is. Like, you can't. It's not for everybody. You know, some people can. You know, you can notify some people and they take it well, and you can notify other people and they don't take it well. So it just really depends. And so,
What is like the most like craziest thing that happened to you with telling somebody their loved one died, and what is like the most like, oh, okay, like that was weird.
so the craziest thing was I actually had a mom that had a heart attack when I told her.
Oh,
She
gosh.
literally had a heart attack. So
Wow.
we had to call the ambulance, like the whole nine. She had to go to the hospital, the whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was she an older lady?
Yeah. Yes. But
Were you telling her that her
about
kid
a
died?
child,
Oh,
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
so sad.
Yeah. And the craziest. So people are crazy. People are crazy. So like.
If anybody knows, you know.
So this is not necessarily a death notification, but I was interviewing. I had a girl in her early 20s that was a horrific alcoholic, and she went into rehab. She came out of rehab. Oh my gosh, that hurts. She came out of rehab and came home with her dad, and that night her dad went into his bedroom and went to sleep, and she slept on the couch, and he came out and he found her unresponsive the next morning. So I'm not 100% sure why she died, because we were still doing toxicology and stuff. But when I went to go talk to her dad, he was literally that's really sensitive too. He was literally in his underwear, laid across his bed, like hand on, like this across his bed. He's like, "How can I help you?" I was like,
He was
I have
looking
some
for other
questions.
stuff.
Yeah.
He was like,
Yeah.
hey, as you're telling me my daughter died,
Right.
do you wanna?
Well, I don't know. Yeah. So.
I'm like, who does that?
Yeah. So he's a weird dude. So, yeah.
Definitely weird.
Yeah. You know, and then I have like people who had a daughter, her mom had died of a drug overdose, and she's like, I said, I introduced myself and I said, I just have some questions, you know, about your mom and blah, blah, blah. She's like, oh, wow, that hurt.
At least I'm distracting you.
Yeah. She's like, she's like, I need you to know one thing. I'm like, okay, what is the one thing? Sorry, I should be talking not so loud. I was like, okay, what is the one thing? She's like, we are a family that believes in ghosts and aliens. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. She's like, and I'm not altogether sure that the ghosts didn't kill my mom.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, well, let's talk about it then.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, people
killed
are
her?
weird. Nobody. She's a drug overdose.
Oh,
It's a
okay,
drug
okay,
overdose.
okay.
Nobody killed her. She killed her.
Okay.
So,
You made it through.
yay.
You're doing great.
Thank you. So, I asked a woman one time, her husband had died of a drug overdose. And I asked her, I said, how long has he been doing drugs? But I asked him for his other family, and the other family didn't realize that he'd been doing drugs.
Oh.
And so it was inappropriate. I messed that up. And she screamed at me, and she spit at me. She said, he doesn't do drugs. I'm like, okay, that's my bad. So the next day she called and apologized.
Oh.
And I was like, and I apologized. So I was like, I shouldn't have asked you in front of everybody. So that's a rookie investigator mistake.
Probably never did that again.
I didn't. I learned the lesson. Mm-hmm.
At least she was nice and apologized.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. And let's face it, if you're talking to me, you're having a bad day.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah.
This will be spicier. Hopefully not so bad because you're numbed, but I'm almost done. On the final countdown. Okay. Yeah.
Wow. Yikes.
Hang on just a second. Squisher, squishy. I'm gonna neutralize you. It's gonna get a little spicier, and then
Spicier. I thought we were done with spicy.
I know. It's just a second though.
I said I trusted you.
I know. Okay, how's the neutralizing process?
Not bad.
Okay, good.
It's fine.
Glad it wasn't as bad as the first one. Till the last step.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So to my listeners, for those of you guys who would like to know more stories or more questions on death investigation, or if you would like to hear Krista's opinions on different cases, please drop in the comments.
I'm here for it.
Yeah,
Let's do it. I love talking about death investigation.
I love that you get to do something that you're passionate about. Not very many people get to do something that they really, truly love.
It's true.
So very blessed.
And I'm not saying I'm perfect. So, still mess up.
Well, we're always learning.
Yes.
Are you feeling any more itchy, tingly, burning?
Nope.
Okay, good. We're gonna top you off with Epicurus lipid serum. This has a TNS molecule that's going to help your skin heal and recover faster and cut out redness.